After all of the information emerged from Chessington World of Adventures about the new roller coaster, I looked at the concept art for it for a while, and the first thing that came to my mind was a junior boomerang coaster. After I looked at it more closely though, it now seems highly likely that we could be seeing some kind of really weird, unusual, shuttled wing coaster. Someone asked a question during the public consultation about what the height restriction for the new ride would be, and the answer was 1.4 metres. That's the highest height restriction that's really ever seen nowadays, and will point to this new ride being a very intense thrill coaster, such as a wing coaster. And looking at the picture of what the station for the new roller coaster will look like, it seems that some kind of wing coaster ride where the seating on both sides of the track is being planned, as air gates where people stand behind when they're waiting to get on both sides can be seen. The track drawn on the station in the picture is definitely B&M wing coaster track. It looks very distinct. But what we do have to bear in mind here is that this is just concept art, and you can see some differently shaped track in the same picture at a different part of the ride. This track actually looks like the Intamin track, and it's very interesting there that Intamin have actually made a wing coaster before, albeit Furious Baco at Portaventura in Spain is the only one they've ever done, and that was now over a decade ago. The concept art doesn't show us loads as to what this new layout will look like, but we can clearly see that it's a shuttle coaster where it's not a complete circuit, meaning that this ride will only be running one train at a time. There's every chance that the ride will feature more from what we can see here, but it probably will have at least one inversion we can say. You can see over there just above the entrance an inline twist. At a guess, I'd say a lot of the main part of the ride will be quite low to the ground, with small airtime hills and overbank turns. Not only will this keep the thrill levels of the ride within reason, but also since that train has got to make its way back through all of this when it's heading back to the station, and obviously if it's full of giant vertical loops and huge airtime hills that it just crawls through to begin with, then on its way back it's just going to be stalling and going incredibly slow, isn't it? So it just wouldn't work having a layout like that. Shuttle coasters are usually meant to be fast-paced roller coasters as well, and I think that's what we're looking at here. Now's a good time for me just to give a quick plug for my shop and to say that if you'd like 10% off there, use the code TPJ350. Please feel free to have a look, the link is in the description. Now let's get back to the video. From a roller coaster enthusiast point of view, Chessington probably getting a new wing coaster is absolutely brilliant. I'm really excited for it. But from their point of view, I'm a bit baffled to be honest as why they've chosen to go with this. First thing is that B&M's roller coasters are incredibly expensive. That's why it's usually just theme parks like the massive Cedar Fair parks in America, or some of the major up and coming European theme parks like Toverland that have been getting these kind of rides. B&M did come up with a smaller inverted coaster model to try and sell it to more smaller theme parks, but that hasn't exactly been a massive success. They've only sold a couple of them. And during the current times that we're in, and how tourism businesses have all kind of had a really difficult year, you'd think that Chessington would be after a better valued roller coaster compared to this, and there are plenty of them out there. Another thing that we have to bear in mind is that there is another wing coaster at another theme park just 17 miles up the road. It's a standout ride, The Swarm at Thorpe Park, and their parent company Merlin Entertainments owns it as well. I was thinking about this and it actually makes me wonder if Thorpe Park could potentially be sold, maybe to Wallaby, given how little they seem to get when other theme parks around them are getting some pretty big new rides. With the target market and just general look and atmosphere of Thorpe Park sticking out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of them, I wouldn't be that surprised if it doesn't get sold, but I guess that's a whole different video for another day. So then, given the fact that these wing coasters are usually so expensive, they own another one at another theme park that they also own just a few miles up the road, and given the fact also that this ride will be quite intense for Chessington's target audience, I was a bit surprised when I saw everything beginning to suggest them deciding on a wing coaster. Have plans changed since the initial ones a few years ago suggested a water coaster or a small motorbike launch coaster, which probably in hindsight would have been a better fit here, but hey, I'm not complaining. Just any new roller coaster would be good for Chessington, but a B&M wing coaster, well, I'll certainly take that. Fingers crossed that this new area goes ahead, as it would definitely bring a big boost to the area, and I'd expect visitor numbers to increase greatly with it, as it'd be attracting a whole new audience out to the park. Thank you very much for watching today's video. I appreciate all of the support on the channel lately, and if you did enjoy today's video then please leave a like. Not only does it help out the channel greatly, but it shows me what kind of content people want to see on the channel, and I know what to make in the future. Have a great day everyone, and I'll see you in my next new video, which will be out in a few days' time. Bye now.